So you only care about YouTube.
Well, that's all I'm seeing.
Okay, well, I was streaming well, we are a internet radio show on No Holds Barred Radio Network.
Yay! Hello, everybody.
This YouTube thing's just a little side thing,
That's
for
right. Because
I,
who the hell watches videos when they're listening to the radio or
Venison
something?
Venison writes in, "You sure? Still hearing auto." Okay. Well, you know what? We're gonna fix that. So we're going to well, first we're gonna open up the show.
Because that's what we do.
Yeah, because once again, people, it's Monday night. And what does Monday night mean? Monday night means that something's going to go wrong and we're not going to hear another episode of
Insert title here.
Most Mondays. Most Mondays, that's what Monday means. But this Monday, it means it's time for a live episode of
Insert title here.
with your faithful co-hosts, Johnny Gators and Brian Blues.
And his computer is restored.
Yes. Let's talk
But
about...
that's a good story for now.
So
I had the perfect segue.
You had the perfect segue. Okay,
Yeah.
let's hear your segue.
That was it.
Let's talk about let's talk about the fact that I made Brian buy a can of tomato juice and he's wondering what he's going to do with it.
Product placement.
Yeah.
Look. Get the label up front so people can see
I
it.
got it too. We got the
Look at this. It's like mirrors.
The Sacramento.
I think I'm
Plop.
on a. We're on the cover of a Pink
Yes.
Floyd album,
Oh,
or is this an Andy Warhol thing?
I think Skype automatically picked up. I got to unmute the right channel though. A call ended.
Call ended.
Call
No.
ended.
No.
I didn't even start the call, and the call ended. That is, Skype is now preemptively hanging up on us before we call people.
That was the shortest call ever.
What's that?
The shortest call ever.
Wait a minute. Skype's coming out the wrong channel.
Brrr.
I have to fix Skype. Can you
Speaking
hear me?
of channels, guess what I got?
All right, I got to hang up and call you back. Okay, Skype messed up my sound settings.
Hey, Skype, thank you.
Skype did two things. One thing that was good and one thing that was bad.
Which one was the hang up part?
One of the things it did was came out of the same channel that Brian comes out of, which is bad. But the other thing it did was it ducked down Brian's levels so that you could barely hear him.
That's not good. I could say something important, and everybody would miss it.
All right.
The
all right.
one thing I had that was important. Oh, talk about channels. Guess what I got?
Oh my God, Skype won't let me change the audio settings.
It's a piece of shit. Is this a new version?
I don't.
It's a feature.
It's what the hell, Skype? It shows me the audio settings and they're grayed out like this is what we want them to be. And oh, okay, here we go. So I think I want Skype to come out. No, I want Skype should be. Why is Skype coming out 3.4 when it's set to 5.6?
Sorry, people. We didn't get in a pre-show so we could work all these details out, so we look like idiots. But we're going to blame Skype, right?
Right, because Skype was not doing what it was set to do.
Hello, welcome to Skype call testing service. After the beep.
Okay, it's working right now.
Beep.
But when I called Venison, he was coming out of the wrong channel, and oh my God, I don't know what the hell that was, but that sucked. So we're going to call Venison back. Wait a minute. No, it's doing it wrong again now.
Alexa,
I think it's doing it
turn on the
wrong.
computer
The person
room
you're
light.
trying to reach is currently unavailable.
Okay.
Please leave a message after the beep.
Anyways, and you're getting a call
Oh,
now.
crap. Hang on.
All right. So this show has been a complete clusterfuck. So let's talk about what happened. I think it was 2 weeks ago. I was going to do a show, which, by the way, you can participate because if you write in to one of the places that you can write in at, well, I think you can write in to the show announcement on Facebook. You can tweet in at NHB Radio. Okay, so now Venison's leaving voicemails. All right, let's try this again. All right, are you coming out the right channel this time?
I
Yes.
hear you.
Yes, and I hear you.
Yes, about time.
So, Venison, are
Yes.
you excited for the Sacramento Plop?
I still not sure what that is.
Okay. Well, we're gonna, as soon as Brian finishes with his call, we're gonna remind everyone what the Sacramento Plop is.
Yes, let's remind everybody.
Let's remind everyone. And
That's a good idea.
I have I have 3 examples of the Sacramento Plop, because that's how we roll. Now you remember some years ago, I was I had befriended some old heavy set dude that was a bit eccentric that had a storage locker filled with various tapes, and we found many great things among those tapes, such as the a smile and a ribbon song. You remember the
No
smile?
speakers he texted.
What's that?
The fuck?
You can still hear me, Venison? Can you still hear me?
Hey, Venison, can you hear me?
Don't look down. My speakers shut off.
Oh.
Fuck
Okay.
Skype.
Oh, okay. So Skype
I'll
is
be back.
okay. We'll be back. We'll be back. All right.
Oh, dang.
So apparently we're going to remind everyone but Venison about the Sacramento Plop, and he still won't know what it is. That's okay.
Well, why don't we do, a segue to something else? Like,
Well,
talking about channels, guess what I just got yesterday?
A channel.
Oh,
You want shopping at channel?
No. We're talking about many channels.
Many channels. You
And
got an
improvement.
amplifier.
Actually, I didn't. I got a new TV.
Oh.
Modern, with an optical connection to my Onkyo receiver.
So now you're getting Dolby Digital 5.1 surround while watching your television.
Apparently.
With the added 6th center channel that says there's no audio in here, there's no audio in here, there's no audio in here on a loop, as we've discussed setting it to do. You don't remember that joke?
No.
Well, you have
the center rear, yeah.
which does like nothing, because nothing like works with that. But that's what I said.
I do get some kind of a sound signal through there, and I thought it was
you get derived
a center.
Sound. It's probably
then the receiver derives it. Then
I don't. Very few things derive a center. The center back channel is not a standard channel. I think that's more. Actually, that might be a THX thing, because I think the local theater in Annville, Pennsylvania, had to install a speaker in the center back of the theater in order to be THX certified to run the new Star Wars movies. But we're going to try to call Venison back.
Yeah, let's do that.
I kind of remember hearing something about that, but I don't know how factual that is.
Now, of course, Comcast doesn't always do surround, so...
Yeah, it varies by channel. And speaking of varying channels, we have Venison coming out in monophonic sound on channels 9 and 10.
Really? And as far as surround goes, oh yeah, I noticed that.
Mm-hmm. So we got Sacramento Plops, and
Plops.
we want to remind everyone, including Venison, what the Sacramento Plop is. And basically, there was that old eccentric guy that I befriended out in the Milpitas area in California, who had a bunch of storage lockers filled with various tapes. And I started bringing some of the tapes home with me and recording them in. And we discovered the Smile and a Ribbon song. We discovered a bunch of commercials to join the Marines.
The eagle, globe, and anchor means air and land and sea. The eagle, globe, and anchor of the United States Marines.
If you are a young man now in college,
You get the idea. Throw your life away and die in a foreign country.
Okay.
Oh, that is so bad.
No.
On so many levels.
I didn't totally mean that.
I hope not, man.
No.
We had thousands of people just hang up on us.
Oh, I don't really. Well, I mean, that is a possibility. I am joining a military branch, but certainly it's serving your country in honor and all that. I mean, no disrespect to any military branches, but we had fun playing with some of those promos, though, and I think many death threats were sent the next morning to my apartment. But no, come on. I have family that are in military, so I mean no disrespect to military. It just was never for me.
Oh, you know, there was this guy at our old job that had a Marine sticker on his car.
Okay, all right, nothing wrong with that.
And I was talking to him recently, and he never served in the military. In fact, most of his family just has a son that was in the Marines.
Well, I mean, yeah, having a son in the Marines
Shall we
certainly
say
is a good
he
reason to have a sticker.
successfully avoided the draft?
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't avoid the draft. I joined.
For the record, I threw that comment out as a mocking a promo, not mocking the military.
Oh, sure. But I mean, somebody could misinterpret it.
I really
Hell, I have my whole family join the military.
No, it's not throwing your life away at all by any means. It was I was in a pinch. I was thinking of a mock promo line.
You Venison, you joined, right?
Yes, and yes, you can throw your life away. It all depends on if we win that war and your benefits get cut.
Ugh.
Because you lost.
Anyways, moving on to
but did you serve, Venison? I thought you were a veteran,
yes,
right?
I did.
Thank you.
Yes, I did. I was in the Navy.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
And one thing that's good when you're in the Navy is you want to keep up your vitamin C to not get scurvy.
Yes.
Is this a good segue or what?
And hey, wait a second. This stuff also has a lot of vitamin C.
A lot of
I haven't
vitamin
looked at
C.
the label yet.
Yeah. And while we're looking at the label, this was another tape that did not have Marines promos. This was a tape for Sacramento tomato juice.
Does your tomato juice sound like this when you pour it?
Doesn't sound like my tomato juice.
Mine doesn't make that funny dribbly sound.
All right, does your tomato juice sound like this?
Are you kidding? Mine doesn't go plippity plip.
I'd be embarrassed to serve a tomato juice that plips.
Now listen to this one.
That's my brand.
That's Sacramento.
I'd recognize that plop anywhere.
Ladies, you sure can tell the Sacramento Plop when you hear it. And whenever you pour Sacramento tomato juice, that's exactly what you'll hear. Nice, healthy plops. Sacramento is so thick, it just can't help plopping. It's the one tomato juice that'll never separate because it's made with red, ripe Sacramento Valley tomatoes by an exclusive process. So if your tomato juice dribbles, plips, or plinks, it's much too thin. But Sacramento is so thick, you'll hear it go plop. Listen to the flavor.
I'm going home to listen to my tomato juice.
That's right. You can go home and listen to
your tomato juice.
Your tomato juice, exactly. And that's what we're doing here.
And that explains for Morris's tweet up plippity plop. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, because we were talking about this yesterday. I do have a phone number for this company. I don't know if they're around because I tried to get a free sample from them to do this, and they would not respond to my inquiries for free samples. And so,
of course not.
No, of course.
Incidentally, vitamin C is 15%, and that's based on
Yeah.
8 ounces.
8 ounces of
So
this.
since we have a
50%.
little bit more than 8 ounces,
You just a little bit.
actually it's 46. I thought we were at 42 ounces. I just can't remember right.
Yeah, it's a lot, and it's best used by February 28th, 2020. So you have plenty of time to finish that can there.
Right.
Although I don't know if I'm trying to.
What if you don't like tomato juice?
You know, I don't know that I do like tomato juice, to be honest. I'm trying to figure out how I add a contact to Skype anymore. I can't do anything in Skype anymore. Skype just sucks so bad. There's no way to add a phone number in.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, it's maddening. Now, are you on through a web browser on your computer?
What do you mean about a web browser on my computer? For
Rather
Skype?
than an app on your phone.
I'm using Skype as the program on the computer.
Suck.
But
the program on the computer, not through the web browser.
I can't figure out how to add a contact or add a phone number to call, and I don't have a menu anymore. There's no menu in Skype anymore. There used to be a menu to do things.
That's absurd.
Yeah. I mean, if I click the button, it gives me settings, manage account, send feedback, view, help online about this version, sign out. But that's not what I want to do.
Maybe there's a magic button to pop up a menu.
Let's see. I could hit the bell, which tells me that
there's no tools button.
Oh, here we go. Contacts. So how do I add contacts? I could search contacts, but I can't add contact. Oh, let's see. Add to favorites. No. Block contact. No. I want to add a contact.
Here we are. We're a very technical show here.
If they won't let you
How
add
do you
contacts,
fucking use
that's
Skype?
the purpose of it.
Let's see. If I plug in a phone number in the dial pad, will it automatically join the call to the call? Are you sure you'd like to call your current Skype call and put on hold? No, I don't want to do that. I want to join it to the conference. Why does Skype never give you an easy option to add a call to the conference?
Because you don't have music on hold.
You're gonna do this again.
And I have no voicemail, so don't leave me voice messages.
Whatever.
You don't have voicemail in Skype?
All right, we're gonna leave them a voicemail, and
I'm using XP.
We have to put you on hold for a moment.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's see if this phone number works, because we must.
Thank you for calling. Our office is now closed. If you know your party's extension, please dial it now. Listen carefully to our list of options. If you have an emergency and need to reach a Red Gold employee, press 0 now. If your call is regarding a product concern, please press 2 now. If you need to contact one of our shipping departments, press 3 to be transferred. If you are a Red Gold employee needing to report an absence, press 4 now. For GPS addresses to our locations, please press 7 now. For our dial by name directory, please press 9.
I think we're going to go with 2. This is product concern.
Your call may be monitored or recorded for improved customer service. This is the Red Gold Call Center. If you have reached this recording, we are busy assisting another consumer.
Okay.
Please leave a number where you may be reached along with your name and the nature of your call. We will call you back. Our hours are from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. If you are calling after 5 p.m. or on the weekend, please visit our website at redgoldtomatoes.com. Many answers to your questions and inquiries may be found in our frequently asked questions found under.
Yeah, we are. Totally
Thank
are.
you for calling Red Gold.
They're not going to call us back.
Oh, they might call us. Hey, it's Johnny Gators and Brian Blues here. And we're calling to leave you a little friendly message here. Whoever might be listening to that. Isn't that right, Brian?
Yes.
Yes. And can you hear the sound? You hear the sound? Let's hold the microphone up really close. You know what that sound means? That means there's a Sacramento Plop about to happen here live on the air. Isn't that right, Brian?
Yes.
We're going to listen to our tomato juice, and then we're going to drink it. And now, Brian, do you like tomato juice?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've had tomato juice. I had a V8 once when I was a kid, and they said, what do you want to drink? And I said, what do you have? And they listed a bunch of things that I've heard of and V8, and I said, I'll have a V8, and that was the worst mistake of my life. And they wouldn't let me drink anything else till I finished that glass of V8. So I just went thirsty. But that's not just tomato juice. That's throw every damn vegetable you got in the fridge into a blender and call that a drink. So this could be a good experience. Anyways, tweet us back at Johnny Gators or at Brian Blues. Let us know you got this message. And we have another call on hold, so we got to go take that call. Otherwise, I drink it live on your voicemail box here right now. But hey, have a great rest of your day. And check out... oh, that's right. I don't say the name of the show. Oh, what's that? Is that you? Is that you, Brian? Are you having an emergency?
I'm not sure where that was coming from.
Brian is having an emergency. Right now,
there's an Amber Alert. Let me read it to you.
An Amber Alert.
Amber Alert. Suspect vehicle, 2012 black, stupid phone, Ford Fusion with CA plate 8BDY654. Call 911.
Okay.
Just in case you see that car.
Brian, you got a window nearby?
Yeah, but I don't look out to the street.
Well, someone might be parked in your backyard. You never know.
Oh, there he is. God damn it.
You read the message?
Dialing 911.
Do you see a car in your office there meeting that description? Wait. Okay.
No.
All right. Well, we must drink the tomato juice. So, and be sure
Wait
to...
a minute. It's supposed to be chilled, right?
I just took this right out of the fridge.
Was I supposed to put mine in the fridge?
You do what you want with yours, and I'll do what I want with mine. You have a nice a glass of ice there you can pour it in, maybe?
Put it on ice?
Well, I don't know.
That's not good.
You put apple juice on ice.
I'll have to put mine in the refrigerator.
You put apple juice on ice. Well, we're doing this now. You've had this.
Let's have
Sunday.
You drink it, and I'll just show the product placement.
You don't want to drink warm tomato juice?
Boy, I got like 2 dents in the can, but I think that's my fault.
Okay, don't worry. I'm sure that won't
so
kill you.
I'll show the can while you're drinking.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to get Venison's call back. So once again, thank you for taking our call and listening to this voicemail. And you have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Oh, we're still talking to them?
Where's the hang up button? Oh, here we go.
There's no menu option on Skype anymore.
All right. And now we can resume this call. Hey, sorry about that. Well, we had to leave a 5-minute voicemail. It just, there's no other way to leave a voicemail on this show.
Oh yeah, I like the way
I had
a friendly call.
And I had an Amber Alert while we were doing that. The thing was buzzing. What the hell is that? Oh my god!
All right. Here we go. One more thing we need to do though. I did a little research, and I even though we had the radio promo, but Sacramento didn't only.
What was that?
That's I don't know. That's someone's phone.
What?
But
no, there was an interference thinger.
Yeah. When a phone interferes, it sounds like that. They also, I found a television advertisement actually, and download off the internet. So here you go. We can check out. Look at that tomato.
From the Sacramento
So it's like drinking your juice directly from a tomato.
In Sacramento, tomato juice.
Sacramento brand tomato juice, so rich it goes plop when you pour, and that's rich.
Hear the tomato juice, listen to the flavor of Sacramento tomato juice.
Another fine product from Borden.
I don't think they're a Borden product anymore.
From Borden.
But otherwise, there you go. So, all right, I got my can opener. So we're going to go ahead and poke a nice hole in the can there. and then we want to put a small hole over on that end. And I think we want to mic this to see if we hear the famous plop sound.
The plop sound, yeah. So you have a nice glass, not a paper cup. Almost perfect. Of course, the stupid camera won't stay in place. Close enough. Oops. Waiting for people to join this call. You got disconnected. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you're back. You're back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
You got disconnected, man. He was waiting for others to join the call. I was on my own. Are you still there, Venison?
Yeah, it seems like weird shit is happening all night.
Weird, yes.
Okay, all right. So we got a mic.
This Jay Booger will have a field day. Okay, wait a minute. You've got the mic in between us. It's like it's covering half the glass.
Well, you want to hear it, right?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Let's listen to the flavor. No plops.
Nothing.
No, it just poured right out.
Did they change the formula?
I think so. There was not a Sacramento plop to be had in that pour.
Right, that was.
Make sure you pour properly.
I did.
That was smooth. Yeah, right. Yeah, maybe you have to like be 3 feet up and pour it.
Yeah, higher up.
I'm not gonna spill tomato juice all over my desk. All right.
Well,
so,
put the glass on the floor.
This was a great idea. I have no idea if I like tomato juice, and I just poured a full glass. Now your can is in the fridge.
Well, no, I'm using it for product placement.
Okay, product placement. So when are you gonna drink yours?
Maybe next show.
Next. You bought this just to hold it up for the camera?
Well, I wasn't given any other instruction.
I told you we're doing this.
God.
What do you think we're going to do with
this? This is
it?
product placement. That's also important.
You really thought we weren't going to drink this?
No, I really didn't.
Okay. I also
actually, this is all a goof. You know, I knew you were going to do that, but I go, well, I tell you what, he didn't give instructions, so I'm going to goof on you.
You're going to goof
and say,
on me?
no, I didn't put it in the refrigerator because you didn't tell me to.
Yeah, I didn't think I had to tell you. Okay, here we
exactly, of course. But that's, that's part of the gag, right?
All right.
It remind me of one cartoon I saw.
Camera
Just
me.
as silly as
Jay Booger is going to be having a field day.
So that's what tomato juice tastes like. It's not
what
bad.
Does it taste like?
It tastes like liquid tomatoes.
You were dissing V8 juice badly earlier while you were
yes, I was.
on hold. That's what my
Actually,
mom
I'm not
drinks.
too great about it either.
And now I noticed you said that's what your mom drinks, not what you drink.
Well, yeah, I prefer orange juice. Or
it is okay, but
or even better, I prefer
Pog.
That's passion, orange, and guava.
Well, yeah, I'm familiar with Pog. That's great stuff to add rum to. So
yeah, or it's also pretty good without it.
It's great with it.
Yes.
Where do you find it?
It's versatile. What?
Where do you find it? That sounds good for mixing.
You go to the fruit juice aisle, look for something that's got guava and orange and passion fruit. Passion, orange, guava. That's what it is, or did I get that right?
Yes. Right. Now the brand that we use is Sun Tropics. I think it is
Sun Tropics.
But that's that's not like the big brands. Kerns or.
Five Hit Dune wants to know: do you have an installed plop guard on your mic? No. We did not put.
Well, you've got the fuzzy head.
I have that's a windscreen. That's not a pop filter.
Oh,
but it'll act as a pop filter, though.
That's true.
But it's actually in audio class we were told not to use this and use a pop filter instead. But the microphone came with this for free. and I didn't feel like spending extra to buy a pop filter and then one of those bendy things to mount it on, and so I just threw this on, and it sounds fine. There you go. Put that there. Put that there. Peas popping. Whereas I take a peas pop. There you go. It works.
You okay there, Venison?
Do you need a little Sacramento Plop there to wash that down?
Whoa.
Oh, you mean one of these?
Iced tea.
One of those. Yes, those. Yes. Oh my God. You bought one of those for the Sacramento Plop bit?
Well, this is a pop filter, not a plop filter.
You just need to add an L on there.
And notice it's still in the box.
Anyways,
don't use nothing.
Actually, the pop filter is actually to protect the mic from your spitting, right?
Well, no, it's because when you make peas, the sound of pee and
you don't want to pop your peas. Come on.
It kind of
popper.
It blocks the wind from hitting the air from hitting the mic directly and making a kind of a pee popping. Pee popping. You get a pee popping.
Right. That's obvious.
Pee,
Yep.
like
I
that.
just said that.
Yeah.
You pop your peas.
And
use a
I
pea
put this
popper.
on and I do the pee popping and see the pee popping. It kind of blocks the your breath,
wind noise,
the wind
so
from hitting
the wind fuzzy thing, foam thing,
right
is
right.
Actually effective as well.
The foam is effective as well, but the foam might muffle your microphone more than a pop filter would. So it's always in school. It was recommended to us to use a pop filter rather than use a windscreen. But a windscreen is good for if you're outdoors and there's wind blowing around because it covers the whole mic. Whereas the pop filter, you can just put it between your mouth and the microphone, and then you still get the full room sound all around. Anyways, so Brian, did you or did you not chill that?
It is not chilled.
It is definitely not. So not only were you going to mess with me by saying you did chill it, you actually followed through on not chilling it.
Absolutely.
It could be drank.
And I'm still using the same excuse.
Okay, you really don't want to drink this? This is not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad.
I'm leaving it all up to you.
It's
guinea pig.
It's tomato juice.
That's right, man. This is a solo effort.
It's more of a savory juice than a sweet juice, but it does have a sweetness to it. I mean, but it's not. As far as the taste of tomato goes, it's a nice tomato taste, and I do like tomatoes. So yeah, we've done a. It's too bad Mars didn't call in to join us with our.
Oh, is that the guy on Twitter?
Yeah. Well, Sir Mars. You know who Sir Mars is.
Oh, Sir Mars. I thought you said Morris.
Morris.
What's the guy that the other guy that tweeted that said he wanted to join the show?
Oh, that was the janitor. What's his name? He's a listener. I don't know what his real name is, but he's been tweeting under that account, and Skype is up if he wants to call in.
Yeah, please call in.
So if he wants to call in,
so we get the work right.
pour from the small hole or hold finger over the second hole. Oh, so he wants me to try to make it plop by fingering the hole.
Plopping tomato juice, take 2.
No, that's plippity plipping. That just made it pour out slower, and it was still. It's not that thick. It just pours out like normal juice. I think they were full of it when they suggested it plopped. It's a plippity plippity plip juice. It's not.
Well, maybe they had that version when they were run by Borden's.
It could be
false advertising.
They must have changed the formula.
Well, and I was under the impression that this was a family-owned business.
Well, let's.
If you go to their website, I think it says that.
And
why are they called Sacramento Tomato when they're not in California?
Well, keep in mind they're now owned by Red Gold, which is the family business that's based out of where they are now. Let's see. When retired canner Grover Hutcherson bought and restored the Orestes Packaging Company in 1940, little did he know that this was the start to an iconic Indiana business. The business was soon packaging whole peeled tomatoes and tomato puree and took the Red Gold name in 1970. Today, Red Gold remains a family business. Now, this page talks about the history of Red Gold Tomatoes, which is the company that owns Sacramento Tomato, which has had famous quality juice since 1931. And I believe that it does refer to the Sacramento, California. Because I saw on one of the cans, on the original can in the TV commercial, it says California on it. So I believe that it originates from Sacramento, but who knows where their tomatoes are coming from now. What was that sound? Everyone still on the line?
I didn't hear anything.
Okay, you're really quiet now.
Oh, I was.
Yeah, I heard the Skype thing too, but just cut off just that quick.
All right. Oh, it dropped you and rejoined you, I guess. Anyways, so that was so our next experiment though requires taking a break or letting the two of you chat for a moment while I head downstairs, because I also picked up a few other things. Oh wait, is that Skype? Is someone trying to call in on Skype and Skype's making a sound but not letting me? Because Skype sucks like that, and it's not telling me. It made the sound, but it's not telling me why. Oh, here we go. Missed call. But it's not letting me add it to the conference.
Well, it's probably gone now. I think Skype is a dipshit.
Skype is gone.
Oh, no, it's where did Skype go? Skype crashed out, but the call's still on. Oh,
wait,
and
Skype
Denison, you're
crashed?
still there. Wow.
And it made your volume go quiet.
It sounds fine on. He sounds fine on my end.
Still here.
No, I reopened. It closed the window, but it kept the call going. And, oh.
I love when someone else has problems.
Everything sucks
Is
now.
that kind of sadistic? Venison?
I thought these two laptops were bad.
I'm trying to figure out why your sound ducked so much, but yeah, I'm gonna have to crank your channel up, Brian, because it just and I think
it cranked me down.
Yeah, it cranked you down after Skype made that sound, and Evan, this other guy's trying to call in, but it won't let me add him to the conference. Let's see if it does.
Dang.
I'm clicking call back. It doesn't ring, and okay, it says call started, but and then it says missed call. No, I don't want to do that. I want to add him to the conference. My God, Skype. Now, how do I get?
What's it asking you to do?
It's not. No, take him off hold. Take him off hold. How do I get Venison off hold?
Hey, Venison, are you there?
No, he's on hold.
Oh, shit. That's bizarre.
And it won't let me take him off hold. Okay. Call ended. So now let's see how if it'll let me start a conference call. How do I start a conference call in this thing? Oops, there was a problem ending your call. And now Skype crashed out again.
Call? That's bizarre.
And Skype crashed out.
Now, am I suddenly a lot louder?
No, you're not. And now Skype is freezing to open up. All right, all right. So we're trying to, but that's okay. That's okay because we have another. You know what? We got an advertisement from Mr. Clean. You can listen to while I try to fix this.
You're in for a big thrill, Stanley.
Really? What's up, sir?
That sensational musical group, The Clean Machine, is about to sing a new song about Mr. Clean's election campaign.
Oh, yeah?
And I wrote the words.
Oh, no.
Vote for Mr. Clean for Commissioner of Doors and Hallways, Mr. Clean. That's the way to keep the Bay Area clean. Vote for Mr. Clean. Stick with the winner, he's no beginner. He leaves a sheen when he's clean. And I knew she was she. So vote for Mr. Clean. Vote for Mr. Clean.
Hey, that song really swings.
Yes, the words are good, aren't they?
So there you go, Mr. Clean and tomato juice, all on the same storage locker. Skype won't open anymore. And Brian's not talking.
Oh, sorry. Do you have to reboot? Well, you closed Spy altogether. You killed it, right?
I completely closed it out, killed the task, and and when I reopen it, I just get a frozen window that does nothing.
You have to reboot your frickin' computer?
I'm not doing that.
Right. Can you connect Venison to Skype on a different machine or device?
You know what I could do? I can uninstall and reinstall Skype. Or I could uninstall Skype and leave it uninstalled. Did we have any other topics this week besides that? Oh, you know what I was going to do? I was going to try to leave you and Venison to talk for a bit because I bought the fixins for Bloody Marys, which is what you could do with the rest of your 42 ounces of tomato juice, or with your whole 42 ounces of tomato juice since you have bought the can just to look at it and not even drink it, which is ridiculous.
Right, right. Okay, so is there a good substitute for Tabasco sauce? Because I don't like Tabasco sauce.
Any kind of hot sauce that you like?
Does it have to be a hot sauce?
Typically, Bloody Mary is a spicy drink.
I understand that.
Okay.
How about this? Is there a drink that's not a Bloody Mary that uses tomato juice?
That is a question. I uninstalled Skype, and Skype still tries to open up without opening. So I'm not even sure if I can reinstall Skype.
Bizarre.
Yeah,
I have another device that you can call Skype Venison on.
Not easily. I might as well reboot if I'm going to do that. All right. Well, you know what?
Well, like a cell phone, a smartphone.
And then I got to hold it to the microphone. No.
You mean you don't have a way of connecting your
my wires are downstairs
outfit to your soundboard?
Well, that would not easily. That would
You're gonna have
suck.
to work that out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's.
I'm not trying to beat you up. I'm just saying, work that out for a backup plan. You know, when the regular shit doesn't work.
You know, I've done this show for like 10 years now, and yes, Skype has given me problems, but never this bad. All right, I've installed another version of Skype, and yeah, that's what I want. I think that's what I want. Let me check that. All right, so I want the speakers to come out 5, 6, and I want it to take 3, 4 for the microphone. Okay, there we go. We're going to do that. Oh my God, that Skype window looks a whole lot better. Okay, so.
Is it an older version?
It's a newer version, but it's a different version. It still doesn't
and
give
it
me.
didn't make you reboot the computer?
No, it didn't. But it's still not giving me a way to start a group call. So let's call Venison back.
So can you ask Google?
The person whom you're trying to reach is currently unavailable. Please leave a message after.
Okay. So now we'll try to call this person.
But the streams are up, so
yeah,
Venison should know that you're trying to get hold of him.
Yeah, he should. So maybe we could try to make a conference call happen. Hello there, caller.
Hello?
Hello.
Holy shit.
We missed your call earlier.
Yeah.
So, what's going on?
Oh, nothing much. I'm just sitting here drinking.
Drinking some of that Sacramento Plop brand tomato juice?
Some tomato juice.
No, not tomato juice, I take it. All right,
so you're drinking an adult beverage.
Yeah.
I'm going. If I can get away from the computer for about 5 minutes, I could make an adult beverage. I'm trying to.
Well, I could talk to our new friend.
Yeah. All right. So, Brian, you're going to talk to our new friend here while I go mix up something with this tomato juice that tastes like more than just tomato. Has a little kick to it. So I'm going to give that a try, and I'll be right back.
All right.
So, new friend, what should I call you?
You should call me Tony.
Tony. Okay, that works. I'm Brian, if you hadn't guessed.
Yep.
And of course, the long name is the Brian Blues. And as I explained to Twitter, yeah, Brian Blues, because my name is Brian, and the blues part comes from, life isn't perfect.
Oh, yeah.
That could be sad or could be just the truth. Depends on how you look at it. Anyway,
That's right.
so you've been listening to us for some time, or are you just kind of new? You just kind of discovered us?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. All right. And so you're on Twitter, right? You're the guy on Twitter that said you wanted to kind of join in,
staff.
which is cool.
Custodial. Yeah.
And what was your expectation for this show? Just
well, I don't know how to answer that.
Well, have you been listening to Jonathan for some time? Before we got the show.
Oh,
going?
yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
I'm a fan of his for a long time, actually.
Okay, so you came actually to listen to Jonathan mostly.
Pretty much.
Which is cool. That's cool. I'm kind of new at this. In fact, I have a troll that says that I suck, and I'll acknowledge that. What do I care, right? We're just having fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Jonathan's not coming back yet, so we have to keep talking. Because dead air sucks, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, do you also listen to Venison Show?
I haven't.
I've listened to just a little bit, not that much. Because he comes on our show quite a bit. And I like the dude. Yeah, he's cool. But,
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Yeah.
I appreciate him.
Yeah. And I'm trying to come up with another question. Oh, remember, I suck at this. Hey, nothing like laughing at yourself, right?
That's no big deal.
Right. So, for a Monday, how is it going?
It's going good. It's been pretty fine for me. I've been drinking The most of the day.
Oh, okay. All right. And you have that well under control, right? Because you're not laying on the floor someplace. You can still talk.
Oh yeah.
Right. Well, so that's a
Fair.
positive, right? That's a
Fair.
positive. Cool.
I'm at least sitting in a chair.
Right. Right. Well, that's kind of the best position. So, what's your favorite thing to be drinking?
Oh, shamefully enough, cheap beer. I got some Natty Daddy. That's what it's called. Natty Daddy.
That's a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's so many specialty beers out there, you kind of go, yeah, whatever. If it's a cool name, I'll try it.
8%. 8% ABV. So it's pretty potent. But it's yeah, it is a cheap, shitty beer. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, sometimes those are okay. I mean, I grew up with
Oh yeah.
Schlitz and Schaefer beer. I think Schaefer's gone now. I don't
Probably.
know if Schlitz is, but they were horrible. I mean, I had to quit drinking the Schaefer because I would get a wicked stomachache.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, you know it's bad when that happens, right? Of course, it
Yeah.
could be, some allergy that I had to whatever shit that they put in it. So recently I was watching this, cop reality show, like Cops, but it was up in Alaska. And so the cops, this was on National Geographic. And so they pulled this guy over, and there were a number of people in the car, and they got the driver out. And they says, we smell some alcohol. Have you been drinking? And the guy denied it. And it's, well, the other people have been drinking, but I haven't, right? So they have him step out of the car, and they can still smell the alcohol. And so they attempt to get him to do the, walking the line or whatever test they do. And he goes, well, I kind of hurt my ankle, so I'm not going to really do that very well. But he kind of tries it anyway, and he's kind of staggering, so he knows something's off. And so they ask him again, have you been drinking any alcohol? He says, no, I haven't been drinking any alcohol. But I have had about 12 beers.
Oh!
It's like, really, man, that guy is fucking stupid. So,
wow.
Holy crap. So I don't really drink that much, but when I do drink, I like something, shall we say, that's good. And I've been trying some different whiskeys and bourbons and that sort of thing. I don't like Jack Daniels at all. I don't know why people do, but they do, right? It's very popular. And it's not necessarily cheap. I recently actually tried Jim Beam, and I really liked that. And I also drink...
yeah, that's okay.
Bullet bourbon. I like that too.
Yeah.
They have a version that's rye. I probably will try that. And here comes Jonathan, and he's got something red in the glass with ice cubes.
Yes, I don't have much in the way of garnish because, well, I didn't buy any celery. I don't like olives, but we've got Tabasco sauce, Worcestershire sauce, and tomato juice, and vodka, and lemon, and lime, and celery salt, and paprika, and crushed pepper, shaken and strained. And
now
rim the glass with celery salt.
You're in that part of Massachusetts. How do they say Worcestershire sauce there?
I have no idea.
You'll have to find that out for the next show. That's your assignment.
I do know how to say Worcester.
Worcester, right. Do they say that for the sauce too?
I don't know if it's Worcester sauce though. I don't think it's Worcester sauce. But anyways, so let's see if this makes tomato juice better.
All right.
That's not bad.
All right, and that's with vodka.
Yeah.
And what kind of vodka do you like?
Good.
What's that one that's from Sweden?
I don't know.
It's like Sven or something like that, or
Oh. So do the Swedes know how to make vodka?
I guess
Maybe.
so.
Because allegedly the Finns invented it and then the Russians stole it.
I've been buying Svedka, and it's good, and I'm liking it. Now, I did buy a bottle of Grey Goose when it was on sale for like the same price as Svedka.
Which is like from Belgium or France or something.
France, yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
what do they know about vodka? Because
Enough
they were
that
invaded by Russia?
Who knows?
well, Grey Goose has a pretty good reputation, so they must know something.
I know. How did that happen?
I don't know, but have I gotta tell you my Grey Goose vodka story, unless I've interrupted a better story.
No, I think we were just about finished when you came back, right?
Okay, well, Venison's trying to call back, so we're gonna try to add him into the call here and see if Skype lets me add him into the call, or if he doesn't come through. But yeah,
Going for smoke?
Take one sip for good luck.
Here we go.
Got the fingers crossed. Got the toes crossed.
Yeah.
I've got my product.
We got him on.
Shit.
All right, we can hear
I'm
him.
going for a smoke.
All right, you enjoy your smoke, and Brian is holding up his.
That's for good luck.
I'm enjoying my smoke too.
I can't believe you bought this can of tomato juice to not drink it.
Well, that's part of the gag, as I told you.
I didn't think you were actually going to buy it. I was when you were like showing up Sunday.
I
I was
was,
like, holy
you know, I
crap.
put it in the cart.
Yeah.
And deleted it at least twice.
That is, you really had quite a dilemma over that $8 there.
What? It's $6, $6.50, man.
Plus tax,
That's
plus
important.
shipping, plus yeah.
After all, when you get old, you're going to need a lot of money.
Yeah.
Or you're going to be living. You're going to say, "I wish I was in prison because I'd be treated better."
Well, you know.
Oh yeah.
There is that. Well, you know, I actually made a Amazon purchase today. Well, not a purchase, a pre-order. And it's easy to make a pre-order because you could always change your mind later. You know what went up for sale today? That's coming out on November 9th.
What?
What's that?
The Ultra Deluxe box set of the Beatles' White Album.
Oh God!
Oh,
which includes 5.1 remix done by Giles Martin on a Blu-ray that's included in the box.
And how much does that cost?
For
well,
a CD,
$6.49, right?
No. When I pre-ordered it, it was listed at $128.52. About 10 minutes after I pre-ordered it, suddenly they stopped taking pre-orders, and then they updated the price to $179.98. So that was a bit of a oops. We marked it like $50 too low. Let's fix that.
Well, at least they got one pre-order out of it.
They got. Okay, who's keeping their phone next to their computer?
Yeah, who is that?
Oh, that thing is like. Come on.
Okay. Anyways,
there we go.
So I'm going to tell my Grey Goose.
Weird.
All right. So Venison, are you a fan of the Bloody Mary? Have you ever had a Bloody Mary? Order one at a bar or at a party? You know, you're chilling.
I can't say that I have.
Wait. So you mean your heavy drinking parties in Newark? They don't serve Bloody Marys?
No. Not even the fancy ones.
I guess that make things too confusing if the drinks look like the blood that's being poured out in the front yard.
Nobody wants to bother with it. They just look at the hard stuff.
So would a Catholic drink a Bloody Mary? or is that for Protestants? I'm a little confused there.
So you mean it's not the Methodists?
No, actually, Methodists kind of don't drink.
They don't. You don't. You only.
But I grew up as a Lutheran, so I drank. No big deal.
You drank. Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't know what different denominations do. I only attended Catholic services myself. Right.
Although most Methodists, shall we say, believe in moderation.
Okay.
So today, most of them will drink.
I believe in excess and moderation.
There you go. That's a good definition.
Oh
no, excess and don't eat.
You bastard!
Don't eat Reese's peanut butter cups all the time, but on that rare occasion that you do, eat the whole damn bag. Enjoy it. That's my motto.
That makes sense.
Yeah, excess and moderation.
Okay.
I don't enjoy moderation. So on the rare occasion I let myself enjoy something, I want to enjoy it.
That's the first time I've ever heard that phrase. That's genius.
It is.
I've been using that for a while.
That's like eat enough, but not so much that you're throwing up, right?
Yeah. This is interesting.
Yeah.
I've not done savory drinks, so this is kind of a first for me, and it's unique. I don't dislike it, but I'm probably not going to serve these. I'm probably not going to order another can of Sacramento tomato juice, but I do like it. It's got that plop.
Okay. Oh, time for another product placement, even though it's
the
in the view of the camera. There we go.
There it is. It's the second. Damn it, Brian! You are drinking some of that before the end of the show.
Oh no, I'm not.
Do you not own a can opener?
No, I just don't want to drink it warm. And putting ice in it is just wrong, unless you've got 5.
Okay. How come it's only okay to put it on ice with vodka, but not by itself?
I don't know. I don't make up the rules.
Where are you getting this rule from then? No, I think you are making up the rules.
Yeah.
You could totally put tomato juice over ice. Now, Brian, so a cardboard box showed up at your doorstep that contained that can. Is that correct?
Correct. Corrugated.
Corrugated, yes.
Yes.
Not cardboard, corrugated board box.
Yeah, because Jonathan and I worked for a company that made corrugated packaging.
Yes, so we know the proper terminology.
Which is from paper, not from cardboard.
Yeah.
Right.
Or if you want to get really technical, it's liner board.
What I'm really wondering is was the missus there when you opened up the box and pulled out a can of tomato juice?
Nope. Somehow you knew that answer.
Oh, you did.
But before I got home, we stopped at a restaurant to have something to eat, and I fessed up that I bought it. And she goes, "What did you do that for?" That's part of the show.
You got to do something in between the tech problems.
Right. And hey, it was only $6.50.
Yeah, really.
Oops.
So she didn't observe, because that would have been great if you just open up a box out of nowhere, pull out this can of tomato juice, like, did you order tomato juice from? What do we got there? That is a camera lens. Nice.
Yeah, vintage from the 70s, mid-70s, Olympus.
Okay. Oh,
50 millimeter. Got it from eBay.
I wonder.
Doesn't know about it.
She knows about the tomato juice, but she doesn't know about the.
And this was $35.
Okay, all right.
Oh yeah, real quick. Are you checking the messengers?
That's about 6 cans of tomato juice worth of camera lens there. Yeah.
I think Doom was trying to write in.
Well, he wrote in asking about a plop guard, but we read that message.
And of course, to use it with my camera, I have to use this little adapter.
Oh, Dune point out I forgot to shake it. Well, but Sacramento brand doesn't separate, I thought. Yeah, I didn't shake it, and now that it's open, it's too late to shake it.
Jump up and down a little bit.
Jump up and
by the way, a topic I wanted to bring up, totally out of the deal, but it's movers and shakers, right?
Okay, all right.
I was listening to a song in some kind of a retail setting. And I looked it up because I go, okay, so what genre is that? Because to me it sounded like disco. But when you look it up, it said that this guy did funk. And it said that song was funk. Unfortunately, I can't remember what the song was.
That's
so to me, when I think of funk, I think of like James Brown, right? I mean, he was the king of funk.
When I think of funk, I think of P-Funk. And,
yeah, really.
But the king of funk was James Brown.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Okay. And then disco is, Donna Summer, the Bee Gees in their later phase, and blah, 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 blah. So this song sounded more like disco to me rather than funk, right? By those definitions.
There is a place where disco and funk meet. I'm not thinking of what a good example of that would be right now, but certainly disco and funk do meet at some point.
Yeah.
Do you think Dune would know this? Because he plays a lot of what I call disco.
So you want Dune to figure out the song that you heard in the store based on it sounding like disco to you, but being described as funk by your phone. That's all we have to go on here.
But I mean, if you have a broader definition that helps us determine which is funk and which is disco, that's what I'm actually going for.
How did it go?
Because I would say I like funk, but I hate disco. I hate disco probably because it ruined rock and roll. Because even Fleetwood Mac, even Fleetwood Mac was under pressure to do disco.
Yeah, but did rock cease to exist because of disco?
But people that weren't interested in disco no longer played for a good while.
That's not true. Fleetwood Mac might have thrown a disco song on there, but they still did their thing.
Sure, but Grand Funk Railroad pretty much stopped
disco.
AC/DC?
Okay,
yeah, that'd be funny.
Oh, all right, Grand Funk Railroad. So your complaint is that Grand Funk Railroad stopped making albums because of disco music,
and I think they said that at one point. And there's other bands as well.
No, Grand Funk Railroad stopped making albums because their albums stopped selling because they were
because it wasn't disco.
Yeah. No, the quality was going downhill.
And it wasn't disco because that's what was selling.
That had nothing to do with it. That's a scapegoat.
That's what they said. That's what they said.
No, fuck what they said. Take it from someone who lived it.
Okay.
I've heard it. There's been plenty of rock music around that people stuck to. Not everybody got in disco. It was kind of cool to listen to when you switched between stations, but rock was still having a heavy hand.
Oh, yeah.
That's why, especially Zeppelin, Floyd and all them, they did quite well.
The whole disco sucks movement is a load of bullshit. And if you took issue with what was on the radio...
when it comes to that part...
I mean... that's programming.
Well, this is actually probably why classic rock channels got started.
Yeah,
because everybody was playing the pop stuff, including disco. And it really isn't just disco.
And if
it's
the
whole pop scene.
If a needle moves too far in one direction and it gets oversaturated. Blah, I haven't even finished this drink. It kind of auto-corrects, and as a result of that, I mean, like I remember, in the early '80s, watching the interview with Stray Cats on Friday Night Videos, talking about the reason they wrote the song "We're Going to Rock This Town, Rock It Inside Out," was because they wanted to hear a rock and roll song on the radio, and they weren't playing any rock and roll songs on the radio. So they wrote and played and recorded a rock and roll song, like the type of records they wanted to hear. And then it became a hit. So it's like, if you don't like what you're hearing on the radio, make what you want to hear on the radio. And if you do it right, it'll work. It worked for Stray Cats, and it could have worked for Grand Funk if they had anything good left, but they didn't. They didn't.
Well, and in a lot of ways, I have to agree with you, because when they said that
is the only agreement.
I'm kind of going, you know, kind of just do it.
Yeah.
And see what happens. I mean, granted, not every song is going to be a hit.
I mean, Grand Funk's problem was they were plagued with bad investments and lawsuits and infighting within the band. And Disco did not.
And with the
Disco was the last
and with their
thing.
major producer.
Disco was like the Yoko of Grand Funk. It was there to blame it on. It was there, and so they blamed it on that.
Bingo!
You're welcome.
See, now there's the perfect analogy.
Yes.
Yes.
Disco was
never
the
heard
Yoko.
Anywhere else.
I think we have to tweet that one now. Disco was the Yoko of Grand Funk. I think we have to tweet that now.
Meanwhile, I'm having trouble here because every radio station in this part of Ohio is classic rock. There's no metal. It's all classic rock.
But on a more serious note, I do have a bit of.
I consider that a serious note.
Well, no, but here's a real serious note. And it's kind of a bit of sad news came out on Saturday night. Hardy Fox has announced on his website that he doesn't expect to make it to the end of the year. So you might want to, honor his great life by pulling out a Resonance album, taking a listen to it, and enjoying the great tunes.
Residents.
Yeah. Hardy
Oh, the
Fox
Residents.
retired from the Residents, and basically on his website came out saying he was the primary songwriter for them, and he's basically he's updated his website to basically his website update makes it look like he's already dead. So there's a lot of people that are like R.I.P. Hardy Fox, and it's like, no, he's not dead yet. He's just he's just
not dead yet.
He's just alive enough to let people know that he's gonna be
Stone
dead.
cold in a moment.
Yeah. No, but he knows, since he knows he's not going to make it to the end of the year, he updated his website to say Hardy Fox 1945 2018. It's not often you get to put your own death announcement on your website, but that's kind of the
and when you post it that way, people think that you are dead.
Right. And that
sucks.
And that's been causing. Well, the thing is that
I don't want to go in a cart.
I kind of see what he's doing, because it's not often you have the opportunity to be a part of your death announcement. Usually you're not around to do that. So here he's it's interesting the way he's doing it. But he certainly sent out the newsletter, which included a picture of him that let people know that he's around, but not for much longer.
I think I'll go for a walk.
I actually got an email in on Sunday morning that he sent out to subscribers of his newsletter. I'm 73, dying of a head thing that will get me soon. So what? I had a dream that when I got up and looked in the mirror, my old father was looking at me from the rear. I did not look at him, but asked why he was looking at me. He was sad and wished he could be a part of my face. I suppose I am a rather happy guy my whole life. I sighed, said okay, but he could never participate in my sexuality ideas. So he joined me. I see him most mornings now, and he is smiling at me. I kind of look forward to being a part of my father.
Huh.
The other announcement that was made did mention that he's on a bunch of drugs now too. But it was still a nice sentiment that came across there.
So I was swapping some tweets with this guy on Twitter, obviously.
That would be where you would swap tweets.
Said, he started off by saying that rock and roll is dead. We need the big bands and jazz to come back.
Well,
And
that never went away.
Huh?
People play jazz all the time.
I know,
Yeah, really, that's
but
never
new
went away.
new jazz coming back. You know, in other words, you get some people to play it. Right?
I'm sure
and write new songs.
You can find people doing that.
I understand that,
Yeah.
but
You
he's
can
saying
participate
okay,
in the group
but
of people,
in
yeah.
a big way. I mean, at one time, you know, like the late '40s, big bands were really popular, and since the '50s, they've basically disappeared. You know, some people play it, but you don't get a lot of new stuff. Anyway, so that's what he said, and I'd accept that. And I said, well, if jazz and the big bands have to come back, so does cocaine and heroin.
That never really left either.
Well,
and this guy agreed with me. You know, I mean, it's true.
And then he went off to the bathroom. That he hadn't been in for a whole 15 minutes. Came back with a big smile on his face.
Oh, God.
Because he agreed with you.
Right.
Oh man.
I don't know. I mean,
That's
I
what
think,
it was.
you know, if you want something, do it. If you want to listen to something, find it. Because there's people out there doing it.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
But to suggest that there needs to be more of it, well, either make it or, you know,
Sure.
work for it.
Or make yourself known.
Eh?
You know, there's
Yeah.
probably,
Yeah, I mean, you go to there's a lot of clubs that
out
play
there.
that have young musicians that are playing jazz.
Yeah.
There are some guys.
Yeah.
In fact, this guy Dan that we worked with. In fact, you had his phone for a while.
That
He
Dan.
has a friend that's a musician. You know, he used to work for PeopleSoft or Oracle, and he was a musician that would play a lot of swing and big band music.
I see.
But he wasn't writing anything new. You know, he's just a local guy doing gigs, basically, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
You know.
I do want to get back to my Grey Goose story, but before I do that, I want to completely awkwardly and clumsily transition into something completely unrelated to anything else.
Perfect segue.
Well, I was working the other day, and I found out that there's stuff going on in the office, and I need to, you know, set people up to be able to access. One of the things is that the company that acquired us uses SAP. And so people in our HR department need to be able to access the SAP system, which requires me to get their computer to work on the VPN back to their company. And when I was talking about it to the other guy kept referring to it as SAP. And at some point I stopped and I said, hold on. When you say SAP, are you referring to SAP? And he kind of came back like, well, you could call it SAP or you could call it SAP. And I'm like, hold it. I've only ever heard it called SAP. He's like, and then he continued calling it SAP. And I'm like, is this an East Coast, West Coast thing? Do they call it SAP on the East Coast? He's like, well, I'm from the mid. He's like, well, I'm from Iowa. And I'm like, yeah, that don't mean nothing. You're in the East Coast now. You know?
Right.
But Brian, as an SAP programmer, have you ever heard SAP referred to as SAP by someone that knew what they were talking about?
Yes.
Okay, so that is valid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't like it, but it's valid.
Is one more technically correct than the other?
I think SAP is, but that's just me. That's
so the
what I
company
would call it.
The company calls it SAP. Now, is the company named SAP or is it a company that owns SAP?
The company is SAP.
And the name of the company.
They sponsor golf tournaments, for example.
Okay.
In fact, I think there is a SAP stadium someplace.
But do they ever refer
We'd
to
have
it
to
as
Google
SAP?
I don't believe. I haven't heard the company say that.
Okay, so that's just a slang.
I think some users do. But
The
also
shortened
the
version.
language ABAP is either called ABAP, which is what I use, but also ABAP.
ABAP.
And that more like a southern thing.
Got a
Got your
programmer.
ABAP programmer.
The ABAP going and Okay. So now that we've got that out of the way, okay. So
Hey, back home, warrior.
SAP is a acceptable slang among end users, but SAP is the technically correct.
Yeah.
So that just means that I come
Sounds
across
like
as being completely anal, is what it is.
Yep.
Ah,
You're
okay.
like me. That's why we're friends.
So even though I was right, in the end, I was really wrong.
Well, but you weren't in an environment where we said sap, right?
This was just the guy next to me that was saying sap. I haven't heard anyone
You
else.
hadn't heard it. You never heard it in Tharco.
Actually, this morning I had a conversation with the head of the department, and he referred to it as SAP.
Right.
So I think,
well, because he knows better.
I think I'm going to go with the guy on top's terminology rather than the guy in the cubicle next to me.
He's going to go with the guy on top.
Right. Now, one thing that is dead wrong, there is a standard for serial communications that people don't really use it anymore.
Right.
And a terminology for the characters most of us called it ASCII.
ASCII, yes.
Right?
ASCII.
And I heard one guy going, how the hell did he say it?
ASCII.
Oh, he called it ASCII 2.
ASCII 2.
Because it had two eyes.
Because it was like a Roman
That's where the I
numeral
comes from in
2.
ASCII.
ASCII.
It was kind of bizarre.
ASCII 2.
Oh, is there a version 2 of that?
Yeah.
Is it still 7 bits plus a parity bit?
You know what? I think I've heard it referred to as ASCII 2.
Yeah, by idiots.
An upgrade.
ASCII code 2.
Upgrade.
ASCII code 50. No. Oh, ASCII code 2, which would be something else. ASCII code 2 is something is, I don't know. I don't know what link I was reading there. That makes no sense. Moving right along.
Yeah, like I said, upgrade.
Grey Goose vodka.
Grey Goose vodka.
Grey Goose.
So
it's okay.
So my I attended a wedding at Disney World some years ago.
At Disney World.
Yes.
Wicked.
Yeah. And it was great fun. I flew out there from California and flew into Florida, and I had my plan was to fly there and then just go to the hotel, sleep that night, and start doing the theme park stuff the next morning. But when I got there with still about a few hours left of park time, and family members were drinking around the world in Epcot. And so I decided it wasn't that much more to upgrade my ticket to another day on the pass to get in a few hours of drinking around the world in Epcot. So I upgraded the ticket to another day, went to the park, ran halfway around the world, and met up with my siblings and cousins and all of them. They're all quite toasted, so I had to do some catching up, and we got to France. And the drink, I don't know if you're familiar with this, drinking around the world in Epcot. Are you familiar with this concept or this way of?
I've never heard
I
of
can
it.
imagine it.
I haven't been to Epcot.
No, well, Epcot has the section that has all the different countries that go around this big body of water. And
well, we know what it is,
right? And Epcot serves alcoholic beverages, and each country has some kind of alcoholic beverage. You can get a big margarita in Mexico. They have, they have different drinks, different beers, and so drinking around the world is basically going to each country in Epcot and getting a drink at each country and checking it off your checklist, walk to the next country. And by the time you made your way around the world, you're not walking too good anymore. But it's great fun.
A lot of wobble in your step, huh?
Yeah, a lot of wobble, which is why it worked out pretty good that I only drank halfway around the world. So we get there and we get to France. And France, they have these vodka lemon ices. And you could probably order them virgin for the kiddies, but we were not getting ours virgin. But it's with Grey Goose vodka. And so my brother is like, "Hey, you ever had the lemon ice? Oh, we love these." I'm like, "Oh, this is great. Oh yeah. You gotta get the vodka." Okay, so I get online, and my brother goes up, and I watch how he orders this because he knows what he's doing. He speaks from experience, like he does this all the time. And there's some kind of a exchange that takes place in the booth, and like the guy, says, my brother's like, "1 lemon ice, vodka lemon ice," and the guy behind the booth said in a nice strong French accent, "Le dinner de soir," and my brother nodded his head and said, "Yes," and so he handed him a glass of lemon ice with a shot of straight vodka floating in the middle of the already vodka infused lemon ice. And I was like, "Wow, that's great." And so I went up and I said, "1 lemon ice vodka, please." Yes, because that's what my brother did. And so I now also have lemon ice, floating extra shot of vodka in the middle. And my brother's like, I just wanted the lemon ice. I didn't want the extra shot. I didn't know what he asked me.
That's the way they do it in France.
It's like, it already has enough vodka in the ice. You don't need a full shot of extra vodka. They're like, "What do we do? Take a straight shot of vodka?" So I think my brother tried to pour it into his ice to like spike the ice more, but that made the cup overflow. So that wasn't too good. We were like, "What are you supposed to do with this?" I'm like, "Here, oh, that's what you do with it." That's.
It's like a Cadillac margarita, right?
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Got an extra shot of tequila.
An extra shot of something, whatever.
If you got a full glass, don't pour more into it.
Yeah.
They must have been drunk.
Well, they had been drinking halfway around the world. So, yeah. Yes, they were. They did not need that extra shot of Grey Goose vodka.
But that's the way to do it, to be a man. France.
That was good fun. That was a fun. I think that was it's funny. It's like, do I add that extra night on just for a few hours? But I gotta say, when I think back to that trip to Disney World, I think that was the most fun I had the whole time, was that night just drinking around Epcot. Totally worth adding that extra night onto the ticket.
It does sound like fun.
Oh yeah.
I was living in Denver, which of course is 1 hour off from California. And my coworker went to California to a wedding, and he came back and he goes, "Oh man, I'm really jet lagged," which doesn't work like that.
No, that does not.
I says, "No, that's not jet lag. That's called a hangover." And he says, "Yeah, you're right."
Well, then again, every time that the clocks change an hour, Nick would be grumbling about it for at least a week or two afterwards about, not getting used to waking up at this new time.
Right.
So some people are really sensitive to that hour.
Some parts of Europe have just gone to permanent daylight savings time, so they won't be changing the clocks anymore.
Let them take a flight to Australia. Really fuck them up.
Ugh.
We were in Australia, and we were at this restaurant, and they had the clocks on the wall, like the old Today Show, where you have a clock for these different countries around the world. And one, of course, was the United States. And I looked it up and I says, "Oh, by the way, your U.S. clock is wrong because we just, went on daylight savings time, so you're an hour off." And the waitress looked at us like we were fucking crazy.
Because you are.
It's like, and I says, "And I agree with you." It does sound crazy.
It is crazy, but it
Let's
is
see. We
also true.
either blame the farmers or the bankers, but it's all
Right.
BS, right?
No, it is. It is all B. I just remember that when I started working in IT was when they started monkeying around with it by as a cost saving measure, starting daylight savings earlier and ending it later. Which is
under George W. Bush.
Good old W. Which you would think, and you would think, well, what is the harm in that?
Oh, it screws up all kinds of things.
Because the starting and ending of daylight savings time is hard-coded, programmed into your Microsoft Windows operating system.
Right.
Or at least it was at that time.
And there's a lot of devices where it was hard-coded.
And so
we
had to...
you had to throw that thing away.
And you could go through every measure to patch every machine, push the patch out everywhere, walk around and check each machine, and still... for weeks, we'd have, oh my God, I just missed this meeting because my calendar is off by an hour. Or, oh my God, how come this meeting is off by an hour and the rest of mine aren't? Well, the person who sent that was off. Well, how come is that? Well, how come you can't get these computers to work right with my calendar? Talk to W, you know?
Right.
Oh yeah.
This is just another government program that went
automatically
south.
sets the old time.
Yeah.
This was just another government program that went south.
Yeah. This is.
Hear about California and their Real ID problem?
What's this?
So Real ID is because your driver's license isn't good enough for the TSA and whatever to get on an aircraft.
The federal government has put out certain requirements, and there are some states that their IDs don't meet that, and they keep kicking the can on that.
Well, no, now the states are all getting on board. So California jumped on board, but apparently didn't tell the DMV.
Oh.
Because if you're going to get a new license, it's a 3-hour wait, even if you made an appointment. Well, of course, now you can't make an appointment because everybody in the state is making an appointment to get this new damn license.
And they only give out as many appointments as they can take. So
and some people were actually making appointments so they could go online and sell them.
Oh my God, that is
again
so
a government
pure
program
evil.
that's all screwed up.
I guess you're not getting the significance of this yet. I mean, my God, man, this is Nazi Germany and Russia do that.
That's right. That's right. Your papers, please. Your papers, please.
Your papers, please. Your papers were not in order. These were not the proper forms. Come with us.
Venison, I like your imitation better than mine.
Yeah, but
hilarious.
God, that's what it's turning into.
Of course.
What the fuck is going on with this country?
I don't know.
Who knows?
And the estimate is that 100,000 people are going off the grid every year. They're just saying, I'm fed up with this. I'm off the grid. Leave me the fuck alone.
What do you do without the grid, though?
We did what we did for centuries.
Watch Quest Channel for, off the grid in Alaska. All these people are doing that shit in Canada.
Well, you gotta be on the grid to get power.
All over the space, no, you can get solar panels.
That's good for the day.
No, you use them during the day to charge up batteries.
Going off the grid's fucking expensive, though.
Not really.
Apparently not to them.
Not really.
Well, to set up solar panels and the type of battery and everything, there's a lot of
an initial investment, and then it costs nothing. I have solar panels on my house.
Right.
Yes, it costs something like $60,000 to do it. Of course, there was a tax credit which offset that a bit.
A bit.
But I did the calculation on it, and when it hit the 11-year mark, it's all paid off. 11 years, it's all paid off.
11
and it costs
years.
me nothing. And actually, I'm at 10 years now.
So your power.
So my
bill,
electricity will literally cost me nothing, and
but you're not off the
off.
grid. You're still.
Well, I'm grid tied for sure.
Yeah, Now, could you
Which
go off
is
the
it?
grid?
It has
When
its
they
own
mean off the
disadvantage.
grid, they mean away from society in general.
Well, but that's only
You know,
part of it. I mean, some people that are off the grid also have their own water wells, right?
Oh, yeah.
Grow their own food. You know, you
well,
name
exactly.
it.
That's
It's
what
like
that's
camping.
what being off the grid means.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
You're completely independent from the outside world.
Right.
And they have people in Alaska that do that. You know,
Well, but also in
very
Montana,
little.
in Nevada, and Tennessee, and Kentucky, and
Yeah, you get into you get into little towns and like that outside of bug
Man,
tussle.
I would
yeah.
love to live like that.
I need my
It sounds
internet.
realistic, though.
well, because then you've got an issue with health care, right?
They've had old guys living up there for like 40 years, and they're quite happy with it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's not that unrealistic.
I need my grid.
I
can't
can't
do
kind of
this-
tough to do a
so do
radio
I.
show when you're off
Yeah,
the grid.
I can't really do this show without the grid, you know?
Right.
Maybe
Well,
I can-
also, in fact, you see these guys on Twitter that claim to be off the grid. Dude, do you understand the concept?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
you're on.
Hey, is that almost gone already?
Yeah, that's
Let's hold the.
there you
It
go.
is.
There we go.
Look at it. It's clear. The glass is clear now. The only
so-
thing you can see in it is ice.
Okay,
It's
Brian,
not red.
It's
Yes.
it's now your turn.
Oh, I think the show is almost over. No,
Nope.
not really.
Nope. We still got
42 minutes.
22 minutes.
Oh, no.
So we need to get you a glass of
But
ice.
it's warm. It's warm.
Glass of ice and a can
It's
opener.
still warm.
You can get a glass of ice.
But the ice would be all melted very quickly.
No, it wouldn't. That's not how ice works.
Right.
It's better to start with cold tomato juice. Anyway, we have to leave some for the next show, right?
You
And the
have
wall of excuses
more
is
than
still up
enough
there.
for two. Really,
Excuses.
we're gonna do this bit 2 weeks in a row.
Well, it won't be 2 weeks in a
Wall
row
of
since I
denial.
won't be here next week.
Okay, come on. Glass, ice, can opener.
The drink in it.
But I don't want to.
Oh, hey, you did better than me there again, Venison. Holy shit! So, Venison, what would you do? You vote that I should do that?
Yes.
Yes, just because.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Never forget who your friends are.
And my new friend. How about my new friend?
Yes, new friend.
And you say, should I go for it or say or go no? Go with no.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry.
Absolutely. he
Love.
said.
Holy crap!
It's the anonymous. Everyone wants you to do the Sacramento Plop.
Love.
All right. So I need to get a can opener and a glass of ice and.
Okay, I'm gonna drink two.
Oh,
I'm
there
gonna
you go.
drink two. I've got my
Right.
drink here.
All right. Well, Brian's
I'm
going to go
take a
get his
couple more
glass.
hits.
And while he gets his glass, we're going to review some more about the Sacramento Plop. Because I also have promo number 2 of Sacramento tomato juice.
Ladies and gentlemen, we bring you 3 of the most delicious sounds in the world. Can you identify them? Listen. That's right. That was steak sizzling. Now listen again. That was the crunch of a kosher pickle. Now, are you ready for this one? That was the famous Sacramento Plop. No, the Sacramento Plop is not a dance. It's the sound of Sacramento tomato juice plopping into a glass, not trickling, dribbling, or just pouring like ordinary tomato juices, but plopping. And a plopping tomato juice is a thick tomato juice that never separates. And they don't come any thicker, richer, or ploppier than Sacramento. It's those plump Sacramento Valley tomatoes prepared under constant U.S. government supervision by an exclusive process that makes our tomato juice so thick and rich it goes plop when it pours.
Under US
Sacramento
government
tomato
supervision.
juice. Listen to the flavor.
Listen to the flavor.
That's great.
The first time I heard the word Sacramento Plop, I actually thought of taking a kind of shit from reading Sacramento Food.
Sacramental food?
Sacramento Food.
Sacramento. So, like, you eat so much communion that you had to take a major dump.
No, the communion. Oh,
that'd be Sacramento,
just
right?
that certain areas, like that, have specialty type brands of food or specialty type manufacturers, and they can kind of mess up your system. I found that out here.
What did you find this out on?
All these brands of breads and and foods that I never heard of before. They don't have them back in Jersey or New York or anywhere else on the East Coast. I can't find, there's very little recognizable brand names.
They got different brands out there in Ohio.
Yeah. It's kind of driving me crazy.
Ohio.
They got any Sacramento brand tomato juice?
That, these grocery stores up here are very limited on their selections, more or less towards local brands.
That's not a bad thing.
No, some of the food is quite good, and my refrigerator is full.
Well,
I'm happy.
Are you able to get the Folgers flavor crystals for your coffee in the morning?
Every time I go past it, I almost throw up. But I found my Medaglia d'Oro. Only one supermarket sells it. Only one.
That's the supermarket you go to now.
Go
ahead.
Just for the coffee. I go to Walmart for the rest of the normal food.
So you make a special trip just for your coffee?
Yep.
You could try buying beans in a coffee grinder.
No. Only because one, too much work, and two, and so how fine can those grounds get? Because it's got to come out to near powder.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but they make electric grinders now. You don't have to do the only work involved is pushing a button. Which is also the way World War III will be started.
Coffee beans in, measuring out the coffee bean, putting the coffee beans in, setting it to whatever grind that you might like.
Once it's set to that grind,
and
the settings
boiling
there.
the water, and then making the coffee.
Well, you still got to make the coffee.
Step I don't need.
You still got to make the coffee from the grounds that are in the can. You just you get a
But,
grinder.
you scoop them out.
Heck, you get a grinder that has a hopper that holds the beans. You just fill up the hopper with your beans, and all you gotta do is you come down in the morning and turn it to the right number of cups and hit the button because it should already be set to how fine or coarse you want it. And just leave it on the setting of your preference, and then you hit a button. You go turn around and do something else. You come back, you take the thing out, and dump it in your coffee filter. It's not that hard.
It's still an extra step. It takes time. When I wake up in the morning, I want my coffee fast.
Well, then you could grind them the night before, throw them in the coffee machine, and put
the night before.
Well, yeah.
They'll lose some.
When I wake up, I want my energy drink fast. So I just drink an energy drink.
Hello, kitty. Hey, hello, kitty, kitty, kitty. Hello, kitty, kitty, kitty.
Oh God!
I got a cat.
Don't even get me started on cats.
Oh, jeez.
I'm petting my cat right now.
This apartment.
I have a cat too.
Yeah.
The apartment block I'm in, that's only because one or two of them I gave a little extra. I gave a little something to. But now I've counted sitting outside my door, but I can leave to have the door open. Sitting out beside my door, making my coffee and other breakfast things or dinner things or whatever. There's 6 cats outside my door, sitting there staring at me.
They know where the food is. Oh my God, we got Brian back. I don't hear any sound yet. He's still muted. but Brian is just holding something up.
Yeah, where is he? He's been gone.
He's
Yeah.
he was getting a can opener and a glass of ice.
Yeah, and I found all that stuff.
And was that a bottle?
So
of
I've got a new prop.
Oh,
Finlandia.
Finlandia.
Hey, I'm finished.
Yes.
And I'm not finished with the bottle yet.
No. You're working your way through that.
Placement.
Now,
Since that can went to the refrigerator.
Oh, no, you're supposed to come back with a glass of ice and a can opener.
Sorry, I couldn't find a clear glass.
Oh, okay.
You can see the lower is dark.
Could you tip it a little bit so we can see the red liquid inside of it?
Let me tip the...
We must see the
Where is
product.
it? There you go. See?
And what's your ratio of tomato juice to vodka?
It's hard to tell. There's a shitload of ice in it. So it's like half ice.
Half ice.
And then tomato juice, and then just a shot of vodka. It's probably not going to be that strong.
Ah, that's not bad.
And the spoon, you know, this is a
There we
long,
go.
a long-handled spoon, and that comes right to the top of the cup, which is nice because then I can hold it with my finger.
Okay, there you go.
Oh well, at least you didn't try to fake it.
I see your cat is climbing around the room.
Yep.
Hey, we're plopping.
What the hell is that noise?
That's the
Oh,
Sacramento
okay, never
Plop.
mind. Yeah, I just realized that.
Oh, that's the Sacramento Plop?
I think the cat is figuring out how to get to the top of the speaker.
Oh, she's been up there.
I think she's a little annoyed that you've got stuff up on her spot. See, that's the substitute for the cat condo.
Yeah, she can't quite understand why we bought her this house, but we keep putting our stuff everywhere around it.
Right, you're gonna have to take that off so she can get on there, and then see if she climbs on top of the door to do door surfing.
She's not gotten on any doors yet. She did squeeze through the railings of the banister on the stairs and took a nice jump from nearly the top of the stairs down to the living room floor, and landed. Well, I just realized I was going to tell the cat story on the last show when my computer crashed, but I totally didn't. So yes, I own a cat now. Her name is Shantico.
Cat.
Yeah. Her name is Shantico.
Holy shit.
And we call her Tico for short.
Tico.
Yeah. Well, Krista and I talked about getting pets, and now that we have a house, it's like, well, let's get a pet. And so I kind of was like, well, how are we going to make this? Well, both of us are trying to figure out how we're going to make this work, because you know we travel a lot, things like that, and so then we got to deal with pet sitters, things like that. So I'm like, well, tell you what, let's wait till the end of summer when we're done traveling for summer, and then we don't have to worry about anything for at least a few months. And so once we did our last weekend trip, we decided, all right, let's go check out the animal shelters. And the thing that I learned is that there's two different types of animal shelters. There's a type of animal shelter that, you know, you fill out all the paperwork, they do background checks on you, you schedule a visit for them to come check out your house to make sure that your house is a suitable environment for one of their preciouses. And, you know, maybe a few weeks after starting the process, you might get to bring home a pet. Or you go to a place where you walk in, you say that one, you fill out a form, and you walk out the door with a pet. And that was the type of place I was looking for. Not that I can't handle, not that I can't pass the criteria for a pet. I just don't feel like, you know, I
Going
wanted
through
to
the process.
Right. I just wanted to walk in, walk out with a pet, you know. And we went shopping. We bought cat supplies and set up a room and everything ahead of time. So we were ready to bring home a pet that day. And we decided we would get a cat. Well, cats are easy to start with, and plus, Kristen's always wanted to have a cat, but she never could because her dad was allergic. Much like me when I was a child, I wanted a cat, and my dad was allergic.
Well,
but we had a dog
in her favor.
Yeah. So I was like,
see, I simplify the process. I really want a cat, and I've had cats for about 15 years. But I have allergies, and I put up with it for a while. But when we last lost one, I kind of go, I can't put up with anymore, because it's almost like a chronic condition.
Nah.
And that's gone away now.
I just realized I'm telling this story, and I kept the camera focused on you so we could watch you drink your tomato juice. And we didn't even get your feedback on it. What do you think of the tomato juice?
It's good.
There you go. Sacramento tomato juice. Did it plop when you put it in the cup, though?
No, I couldn't hear anything.
No, we're getting
even though there was ice there, you would think that there would some noise with the ice rattling.
No plops. No, the Sacramento plop is no more. This is sad.
Shantico. Even better.
Yeah.
Shantico. What an odd name.
That's an Aztec goddess.
Oh, God.
Oh.
But not as odd as this one, though.
So,
walking on the street, little tiny dog. I mean, tiny, about the size of the Chihuahua. Or one of those hairy, really hairy dogs with a fluffy tail.
Rat dog?
Tiny. And came up to me, barking like a mad. I'm sitting there looking at this thing saying, I could either step on you or kick you across the street, right? But then the owner, came out and called his name. Shaq, come here, Shaq. I just look at him, look at the dog.
That's not a Shaq.
Walking away.
That ain't no Shaq.
Got about 2 houses down and laughed like crazy.
It was a Shack attack.
Oh, I never thought of that.
So,
Shack.
anyways, so we went to the. We found that there was a animal shelter in Providence that you could walk in and walk out with a pet the same day, and so we bought cat food. Well, no, not cat food. We figure we need to know more about our cat before we know what kind of food it eats, and we could pick that up the same day. But we bought cat bed, cat toys, litter box, cat carrier, things like that. So kitty litter, yeah, and
that's handy when you have a box.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Litter box and litter. Well, we bought this. They make this new thing now that has pellets instead of like the kitty litter stuff. That so the cat can bury its solids and the liquid just kind of goes through the pellets, and there's like a pad underneath that you can slide out that absorbs that, so you don't get the clumps and the dust and everything. And you change the pad once a week, you change the pellets once a month, and it basically came with enough stuff to get you started. But I bought extra pellets and extra pads, so I'm good to go for a number of months.
There's all these different ideas, which some are good and some are bad. One that's not too bad is the clumping litter. So when the cat pees, the litter just clumps together, and you just scoop that
right. But
thing out.
But this is different in that you have a pad underneath the box that is absorbed by, and then you don't have the dustiness of litter. Actually, there was a cat owner that asked us if we need any assistance, and we were looking at the kitty litter stuff. He was like, "Oh, I recommend this thing. I switched all mine over to this. You don't get all the kitty litter mess or the dust or whatever because it's these pellets." And so I went with it, and I got to say, I don't have anything to compare it to, but I've not noticed that.
Well,
the place
it's always
smells
good
like
to
a
get
litter
the
box.
recommendation from the seasoned veteran.
But does the cat like it?
The cat. Well, we'll get to that part of the story.
So one last thing, there are some really dumb ideas, and that one idea is now gone. I don't think you can get any more. Flushable litter.
That sounds.
You flush it down the toilet.
That sounds like an awful idea.
Yeah. The problem is that you could have litter trapped in the sewer pipes and whatever, and there's all this bacteria that goes out along with it.
Yeah,
which is hard to remove.
Well, they say that you shouldn't flush cat waste because they don't treat for cat diseases at the sewage plants.
Right.
Which A, okay, I won't do that. B, I'm not the only person with a cat though, and I drink that water. I really think they should be treating for those things because I don't trust the rest of the population to not do that.
Well, don't forget
What
the
does your
dog piss too.
community? I'm sorry, Venison.
Don't forget the dog piss too.
Oh, sure, but they don't piss in the toilet or whatever, right?
Right.
Some do.
Anyways, you were saying, Brian. All right. Well, I'll continue my.
I forget.
Well, to continue my story, so we went to the animal shelter in Providence. It's very laid back, and went in there and asked to see the cat. So they brought us to this back area, and I thought we were going to come home with a kitten because it's like, yeah, we'll get a cat. You may as well start with the beginning. Start with a kitten, bring it up from wee little cute little thing, and they're playful and all that.
Exactly.
But they charge twice as much for the kittens. But I was still going to do it, because I want, you want a kitten, you buy a kitten. That's the price of a kitten.
Yes, you got to have a kitten.
So, but I'm like, well, I go in with a kind of open mind, expecting to buy a kitten, but I'm open to a cat. We'll see what's there, and if we see something we like, we'll get it. So I walk in, and there's this, kind of this large cat that's loafing around, very friendly, very mellow. And I look at the cat. The cat's 9 years old, and I'm like, "Well, this is a nice cat, but it's 9 years old. I mean, how many more years does the?" And that's when I start to realize, but everyone's going to buy a kitten. Who's going to take this cat? And so that's when I start to feel a little guilty about wanting to bring home a kitten. But
oh my god, just like another cartoon character.
So, but so I'm looking at the cats, and I'm thinking about this dilemma. Cat or kitten, kitten or cat. And I'm like, well, maybe if I could find a cat that's not 9 years old, But most of the cats there were like 9 years old or 10 years old or 11 years old. There are a few 7-year-old cats. And then I go to this back room, and there's a bunch of kittens. I'm looking at the cute kittens, and they're jumping around. They're playful. And I'm like, oh, one of these kittens might be bad. I think I'd like these. And I go around the corner, and there's more cages. And I go up to this cage with this cute little white cat, and the cat kind of comes up, looks at me, and meows. And I think that was the first cat that meowed at me.
Right. He basically says you belong to him.
She basically was like,
you belong to her.
Right. She claimed me, and I put my hand in the cage. She comes over, lets me pet her, and she's enjoying that. This is good. We've basically made friends, and I start reading the personality card for this cat, and it says. My personality type is secret admirer. I might not warm up to you right away, but give me time and, we'll be really close friends or something to that effect. And I'm like, I think it's a good sign that the cat that they say takes time to make friends has already befriended me. I think this is my cat. So Kristen was taking her time. So she came over to my area. I was like, hey, check this cat out. And at this point, the cat had its back to us, head in the food bowl. It's like, come back later. I'm eating. So we looked at the next cat. We came back. She was done eating, and Kristen pet her. She was all friendly, meowing to Kristen. And then at that point, the cat knew that it had our attention, and the cat was ready to go home at this point. Because every time we looked away from her, she started meowing at us again, like, hey, where are you going? I'm over here, because I'm like, well, there's the kittens over there, but she just kept meowing at us every time we. Pity. So yeah, she claimed us.
Of course, because the cat was going, get me out of here! Come on, pick me up before they euthanize me.
So I decided it's a no-kill shelter. So I decided, yeah, I think we found our cat. So I went back. I said, hey, and they had given her the name Beauty because she is a real, as you can see, nice, white, fluffy, beautiful cat. So I said we'd like to adopt Beauty, and they said, and they're like, oh yeah. And I'm like, yeah, she claimed us. Nothing we could do about it now. We have to take her home. So we filled out the form, and apparently her story is that she was abandoned. I guess her owners moved or something, and her owner's neighbors found her. Okay, who's keeping their phone by their?
Oh God, there's a cell phone.
Okay, apparently the neighbors of the former owner found her abandoned outdoors in kind of rough shape. A lot of matting of the fur. She had some itchy ears and was kind of thin as a rail. Feel all her ribs. And they brought her in, and that was it's like, dude, if you can't take your cat with you, bring it into the shelter yourself. Don't just leave it. I don't get it. But yeah,
well, is it possible that they actually moved and the cat ran away? Came back to the old house.
I don't.
Sometimes that happens. I mean, you have to be very careful with cats.
Well,
sometimes people think that it can go feral.
That's true. Some people think that.
That's the thing. I only got that much story, and from there you can only fill in blanks. I mean, basically what it was is that the neighbors, the owners moved, the neighbors found the cat outside, brought it into the shelter, and she was living outdoors on her own for long enough to lose quite a bit of weight. She was starting to put back on weight because they had her for a few weeks, and then we took her, and she's up to healthy weight now. So she's doing really good. So the way you're supposed to bring a cat into your home is just kind of set up one room for the cat to give it time to adjust to that space before you start letting it kind of open up to the whole house. And we did that. And so we brought her home on Saturday, and by Saturday night, when I was getting ready to do our video game stream, she was meowing at the door of the room to, come out. So I was like, well, we're going to do our video game stream downstairs. Why don't I bring her out, show her off to the camera, and we'll let her hang out downstairs with us. And she, she found a spot to hide a little bit. She ran up the stairs, started checking out all the rooms, came back. She took ownership of the house that night. And Kristen was still not sure if we should let her roam the house freely for the night or if we should put her back in a room for the night, because she was a bit nervous about that. But over the course of that stream, she made use of both the upstairs and downstairs litter boxes, no problem. So Kristen's like, okay, she's trained. She knows what she's doing. I'm good. She can stay out. And so we've let her have roam of the house since. She's very well behaved, doesn't beg for food. Kristen will eat salmon in front of her, and she doesn't try to grab it away or anything. She likes to climb, but she's not really knocked much off of shelves. The most she'll do is like knock a pen or something off of our coffee table, but that's to play with it. So yeah, no, we did good.
Have you seen the ads with Dr. Ruth?
The what?
There's a set of ads with Dr. Ruth. The lady that, older lady that talks about sex and different positions and stuff. And there's one ad that she talks about, learning these new positions. And of course, it's not about sex; it's about the product that they're talking about. But it's kind of funny.
Okay,
you're got this look like, what the heck is this guy talking about?
Yeah, but what does this have to do with cats?
Well, because one is cat positions, which is hilarious.
All right, well,
or you can just do the predictable, usual, Billy is
gives you the flexibility to watch the live TV you love. Speaking of flexibility, try new positions like the reverse armadillo.
You're gonna share that screen?
What foot stuff?
Okay, so this is visual. Let's go ahead and look at. I think this is what you were referring to.
Slinging gives you the flexibility to watch the live TV you love. Speaking of flexibility, try new positions like the reverse armadillo. Foot stuff.
Foot stuff?
The flirtatious kitten. That's my favorite. Only 25 bucks a month. Watch, sing, 7 days free.
So that's what you were referring to, was the flirtatious kitten.
Right.
Knock the remote. Oh, you know what? I realized I just did something stupid. I kept the camera locked on you while we watched that.
Oh, darn.
So Brian was able to see that, but no one else could.
So we get to try it again.
How privileged. Gives you the flexibility to watch the live TV you love. Speaking of flexibility, try new positions like the reverse armadillo. Foot stuff. The flirtatious kitten. That's my favorite. Only 25 bucks a month.
That's her favorite.
Watch, sing, 7 days free.
So there you go.
Wow.
So if you want to get a little flirty while watching TV with your significant other, just kind of bat the remote control off the TV and give that look.
Or the coffee
I
table.
still want to know where reverse armadillo is.
Oh, they just switch
it's a
places on the
position
couch.
where they're
Kind of a snuggle on the couch type of position.
right, and you're talking about watching TV, not actually doing it.
No, but
Uh-huh.
as Cheech and Chong taught us, you can do it on the couch while Championship Wrestling is playing in the background.
Oh yes.
There you
Oh,
go.
oh, come on. No, I won't tell you about the stories of the couch in the basement.
Oh, you just
Uh-oh.
did.
Oh.
You just volunteered.
And I think you've talked that story before.
Yeah, I know probably at one point or some form of it, but yes,
Right.
that couch was very much used for sex.
Oh, so are you familiar with these catalogs like Walter Drake and some of these others?
No.
My mom gets a whole bunch of catalogs. Walter Drake, it's been around for a long time. I think we still get that. Something like Easy Comfort or whatever. And they have all these different sections of, clothes related items, shoes, some minor electronic things you might need. There's that funny hat with the, umbrella hat
The
thing.
umbrella hat, yeah. That no
And
one
then,
would
of
be
course, the
cross-
section on all the stuff that you see on TV. All
Right.
those stupid products.
The stuff you want to be
Anyway,
caught dead.
so some of these catalogs have a new department. Dildos.
So, Brian, is
Do
this
they
your
have
way
the
of
rampaging rabbit?
is this your way of transitioning into the story about how your dildo shopping went?
No, actually, my mom gets these catalogs, and I was helping her.
Whoa. Does this story end with you unwrapping a dildo in your stocking for Christmas?
No. I was helping my mom order some products from this catalog.
Oh my God!
And I was
You don't want to
verifying
get
the
dildo for
order,
your mom?
and there's a pair of pages that shows a bunch of dildos.
And
I was trying to figure out how to mention this to Mom.
What reason
but I
was
chickened out. Hey, Mom,
reason
you know
was
what this is all about?
What
We never
reason-
had that conversation before.
What reason was there to try to find a way to bring this up to your mother? I don't understand the thought process of how do I broach the topic of, hey, Mom, while I'm putting this order in, do you want to add a few dildos to that? I
I didn't come up with the way to do that. Right?
But the thought occurred to you.
The thought of doing exactly that kind of like holy shit, how do I do that?
You don't. You don't do that.
And I didn't.
That's how you do that.
And I didn't. But it's hilarious.
You came up with the right process.
I get feel so bad. Oh.
No,
Memories of
no.
the childhood beatings. Oh my God.
With dildos?
No, that's what would happen if I did mention them.
Wait, you'd get in trouble just for mentioning dildos?
especially to her, and suggesting that, hey, you want one?
Smack you across the face with a dildo.
Maybe there's a better way to say it, though. Maybe it's just going to say, Mom, what is this?
It's kind of like McDonald's. They end the order by asking you, would you like fries with that? So, when you're putting in a catalog order, you go, and would you like dildos with that?
There
And
you go.
There you go. Just like it's the most normal thing to say.
Did you want small, medium, or large?
Yeah, there you go. Or would you like to supersize that?
Oh,
Shotgun
bad.
blast.
Oh, bad. Oh, there's the cat in the hallway there.
Yeah, we got a water dish out there, and yeah, she's getting herself a nice drink of water. Nice fluffy white cat with a bushy gray tail.
Wait, a white cat with a gray tail?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Odd.
There's some gray markings on the face as well.
Yeah. She's mostly white.
Why don't you call her over and have her.
Hey, Tico. Come on over, Tico. Hey, Tico.
After I finish my water.
Yeah. She doesn't really come to me all that often. She does play a little aloof with me. She was taunting me earlier today by she's proven to not be a lap cat, but for the first time ever, while she was busy ignoring me, she curled up onto Kristen's lap as if to say, "See, I'll sit on her lap, but not yours."
Hey, you don't know me that well.
I think she's mad that I go to work during the day. She waits for the door for me, and then when I come in, she acts like she don't want to hang around me.
Oh, damn.
So
Can you hear that horn in the background?
No.
Okay. A train that's about 2 blocks away from here, railroad crossings up the ass. And
all right.
Thank God it isn't used that much.
See if I can bring her over just to show her off a little.
So, Venison, are you in a new place?
Yes.
Still in Ohio, or are you someplace else?
I came to Ohio in March. Went through a whole bunch of shit, and finally got an apartment of my own.
Your own place. That's good. Congratulations.
Nah, she ain't playing. She's still being
coincidence.
She's
I'm
being
in
a little.
Ohio.
And as long as Trump doesn't mess with Social Security, I'm set.
Yeah.
What's up? No, you don't need to.
Oh boy.
Brian's waving.
He's in cat mode.
And I got a wave back.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, show off.
Can't hear that.
Oh no. The wife is in.
I'm in my living room.
Oh, we got the
we
cat.
Kitty cat.
Yes,
Kitty
the cat is in front of the camera.
Yeah.
I'm waving.
Isn't that a cute kitty cat? Cute kitty cat.
Yeah.
Here, I'll make her happy by handing her off to you.
Well, I guess that's what I get for
Yeah,
having
she's
a
going
door
behind the
open.
futon. Okay.
Oh, there's the kitty cat.
Kitty cat. Well, I got to go
And ran
clean
out
up
of the
all
room
the.
just like that.
I got a big mess downstairs from that drink I mixed earlier, so I got to go clean that up.
Oops.
But we do try to be educational here on.
Oh, jeez.
We do try to be educational here on.
Insert title here.
So, we've learned a lot of things this week. And, Brian, what have you learned this week?
Well, we got a new friend that joined us on the Skype, which is
You learned-
awesome and amazing that we made it work.
Yes. Venison, what have you learned this week?
Yeah, finally.
Well, I've learned that doesn't matter how experienced and how many years you've been in the computer business and own computers and getting all like that, your shit will still fuck up massively to the point of utter destruction.
Well, as long as there's software manufactured by Microsoft in your computer, yeah, it's not going to work right.
And Linux is
anything will
calling your name.
Yeah, I tried that. I didn't install too many packages to watch my porn. And Evan, what did you learn this week?
What have I learned this week? I don't know.
Okay, and what I've learned this week is there's no right way to shop for dildos for your mom. And on that note, I'd like to thank everyone for listening.
Wait, I did have one message to get out there.
You have one message.
Especially for the Ohio person there. Be very careful tomorrow because the entire state is under tornado watches.
Ooh,
that's not
good.
entire state.
All right,
along
Brian's
with,
got to take a phone
3
call.
Others.
All right. Thank you,
I
everyone.
don't like that I
Anyways,
moved out.
thank you very much for the tornado warning. Keep an eye out for that. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Be sure to check out nhbradio.com for all your internet radio needs. And be sure to check in all week long for great programming. And next week, I don't know if we'll be back. It depends. But stay tuned to the Twitter account. And thank you, everyone, for listening. Good night.